What's up, Internet? It's Dumbass Panico's Gaming, and we're back to Tauros. Oh, god damn it. Alright. So you notice, actually, I finally cleared out all my boxes. I got all, like, my rejects traded. I am keeping some of the hacked garbage because I realized, you know, it's going to make raids easier in the future. What's up, Derpy? Welcome back. Alright, picnic. Let's get going. So same as last time, we're going to make a level 3 sandwich. Actually, first, let me save. So that way I'm actually, like, out in the grass. Alright, yeah, so level 3 sandwich to collect eggs. Level 2 sandwich, our meal, we'll just buy it. Oh, wrong button, there we go. We'll do the level 2 to hatch everything, and if we don't get the shiny, then we just reset. Creative. I believe it is 2 chorizo, 3 banana, and then... Oh, god damn it. I hit the wrong button. 2 chorizo. You're doing well. Been sick for the past few days, but you're back normal. Glad to hear you're doing better. Alright, next. Use one of our sweet herba mystica. That should be all good. Wish there's a way to speed this up a little bit. Actually, it'd be nice if there was a way that, like, after you create a sandwich, you can just, like, save it and auto-create it. The game just recognized, like, yeah, you did it right once, so you'll do it right again, so we'll just let you auto-complete it. Music sounds a little bit loud, sorry. Alright. And last one. We'll just throw it right in the middle. Perfect. No top bun, because you don't need it. Alright, and that should be a egg power level 3. I would love to have saved recipes. Yeah, it's weird because I think you can favorite recipes, but you can only favorite, like, the ones that are, like, pre-made. The default ones in the game. Nope, don't want to pack up. Alright, and now we begin just standing here for 30 minutes. It is better, though, at least with the level 3 sandwich, because you at least collect more eggs. I would still prefer to like pre-collect them like this, but the thing is you can't really do that. I could. No, I really can't. Like, I could pre-collect like one batch of eggs. But that basically it, because since I have to reset afterwards to get my herba mystica back, there's like there's not really a good way to pre-collect. I could just do it the way I was doing by using level 2 sandwiches, but I don't know, we'll see. At least for this hunt, we're going to finish it off with level 3, and then I'll figure it out from there. What's annoying is the sandwiches you do favorite, you can't sort by favorite. Yeah, it's... I don't know. It's weird that the sandwich system is like so crucial to everything, but also sometimes it just doesn't really feel fleshed out at all. But then again, that kind of describes this entire game, so maybe it's not that weird. Yeah, hopefully we can get this today. I'm only doing one set of eggs. I do have to leave in like an hour and a half, so we'll just do the one today. But it's something. And I'm at least doing any streaming, so that's better than the last couple of weeks. I can't get out of bed before work, but I have to get up earlier so that way I can actually stream during the day and not be like annoying the hell out of my roommates at like midnight. Oops. Nice, off to a good start there. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what my stream schedule is at this point, because I'm just so bad at actually doing it. I do think Monday and Tuesday will probably be more the most common days. But yeah, until I can like actually start getting myself up early enough to do anything. I think I'm just gonna focus on Pokemon moving forward here. Like, I've been wanting to, you know, like, I wanted to do the Mario Kart new tracks, and I just didn't get around to it, and now it's like, yeah, it's been like 2 weeks. And also, I really don't care about Mario Kart that much. It was mostly, like, when I got the expansion pass for, like, Game Boy Advance and N64 stuff, I was like, oh, yeah, you get the Mario Kart tracks for free. Well, I might as well buy Mario Kart. And, like, it's fun, but I just don't care. I don't really have... I don't play it at all off-stream. So, like, whatever. And same with, like, the NSO stuff. I do still want to do Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Puzzle League, just to, like, have them on the channel, but I just... so few of those games so far I've cared about at all. Or if I have cared, I've not liked them. But, you know. So it's, yeah, especially when I'm not, like, really streaming consistently, I might as well just play Pokemon rather than worry about other stuff. I say that, though, but then the new ATS expansion for Oklahoma comes out in a week, actually. Is it? Yeah, not tomorrow, but next Tuesday. Which I do kind of want to play, so I don't know. We'll see. But I wanted to be doing this. I'm probably going to start hunting in Sword and Shield again pretty soon here as well. And then I do need to get working on Gimme Ghoul again pretty soon. So I'm kind of thinking just cycle through those 3 hunts, just like every stream is one of those 3 right now. Something in this game, something in Sword and Shield, and then Gimme Ghoul is just like a nuisance. I'm not looking forward to continuing that hunt. It's just so slow. Like, at least you're doing something, unlike, you know, collecting eggs. But, like, if you do well, you'll clear, like, or you'll check 10 Gimme Ghouls in an hour. And it's just like, oh god. For something that is technically worse than full odds, granted, it's only barely, but it's still, like, a little bit worse than full odds, and it's still, like, it's just so slow to even check any of them. But for now, I'm still trying it. I did actually do a couple of those. I should actually go mark that on my little sheet I have for, like, ongoing hunts. Because, yeah, I did check a couple of them yesterday. I actually made more raid Pokemon for Violet, so that way I can actually clear more of those more easily. Let me see here. Alright, give me goals now at 61. But yeah, I also need to get around to Alolan Raichu again. Or specifically, I don't know, I might honestly... I think I might work on Rattata first. I might make that first Raichu video private for the time video, or VOD anyways. Same thing. But yeah, just because Raichu and Marowak, in theory, I could get Alolan Raichu and Alolan Marowak, that is. I could get those from Dynamax Adventures, which I also need to go back to at some point. I've actually somewhat felt like doing that recently, which is worrying because that means... I don't know. It just... I didn't like Dynamax Adventures. I've noticed I don't like a lot of stuff in these games. Which is, you know, you would think I probably just would stop playing them. I mostly just complain a lot. But yeah, Alolan Raichu and Alolan Marowak are in Dynamax Adventures, so when I'm working on Suicune, I should, like, especially Raichu. Maybe not Marowak. You might not want to try to take Marowak into a Suicune raid. But yeah, just, like, check them, because, I mean, it is 1 in 100 odds, right? So, yeah. For shiny hunting, that's really good. And then just work on Rattata and Eradicate in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Because, like, as far as we've seen from data mines and stuff, Rattata and Eradicate aren't going to be in this game at all. That could change, obviously, but as far as we know so far, and they were in BDSP, but not the Alolan versions, and you can't transfer them in. Another, just one of those weird things where it's like, yeah, we're trying to keep it, you know, true to the original games, but also we did change a bunch of stuff, and most of the stuff, in fact, that we kept original is like the stuff that people wanted updated. Like having TMs be single use again, but then also we kept the XP share for everyone always on, which is just like, what? Oh, BDSP. But yeah, basically right now the only games on the Switch that's at all possible to hunt for Alolan Rattata and Alolan Eradicate is Let's Go Eevee. So just do that. And I am hoping, besides the Dynamax Adventures, I'm hoping there's a chance that we get some way to evolve Pokemon from, like, their base form to an... Or Pokemon like Pikachu or Marowak, or I guess Cubone, where it's like the unevolved form is still the normal, just like Cantonian version. But then when you evolve it in Alola, and specifically only in Alola, then it turns into this other, you know, the Raichu. I kept on trying to say Rattata. The Raichu and the Marowak will be the Alolan forms. But because it has to happen in Galar, and also there's a similar thing with the Hisuian Pokemon right now as well, you can't, like, do it in any other game. And since you can't import Pokemon into the... Actually, I guess it wouldn't matter. Yeah. I was going to say, you can't import Pokemon into Let's Go, but that wouldn't help anyways, because it's not Alola anyways. But yeah, I do still want to make my, like, auto presser for that. And that'll probably just be something that I do completely AFK. That's another thing. Probably soon here I'm going to start just doing AFK streams. I was kind of avoiding it for a while for, like, viewer numbers, but I don't care anymore. I'd rather just start, like, really getting cracking on shiny hunting. Because I've kind of not been doing a lot recently. And also something I thought about last night was, even if I shiny hunt and get one shiny, like, new shiny a day, it would still take me another, like, at least 2 years, I think, to get the entire, like, shiny decks. So, and obviously I'm not going to get one shiny a day. That would be, like, if I could just do streaming and didn't have to have, like, an actual job, then I could do that. Well, up to a point. At a certain point, it just becomes, you know, there's some hunts that just take too long. Like the Alolan forms, in fact. But yeah, anyways. But yeah, I might start doing that again. Make a video, or maybe even, I don't know, stream it. Trying to put together that, whatchamacallit, the auto presser. I need to, like, actually buy stuff for it, though. It's probably going to cost me, like, $100. But yeah, do that, and then also just, like, in Sword and Shield in general, just, like, have the switch up going. So I can just, like, because I think there is a mode that just, like, collects and hatches eggs at the same time. But it might want me to do that in the wild area, which I don't want to do. I don't know, I'll see. I could just collect the eggs and then let the auto hatcher do its thing. But first I need to get this thing. I think I'm gonna get this before I do, like, anything else this shiny. I hope I don't regret saying that. Alright. We're, like, almost halfway into the sandwich. That reminds me, I need to update that. I need to update a lot of things. Whoops. I do also need to actually, like, go and make a new counter program. And by counter, I mean actually get rid of the counter part of the current one. Because it's, I had the realization, I think in the last stream actually, that I made it way more difficult for myself than I needed to. Because I was like, oh yeah, I need a... Like, I want to have that probability number, right? Or the, like... I still don't know how to describe that percentage that I show. It's the odds that after, like in this current case, after hatching any 255 eggs at best odds, which is 1 in 512, there's a 39.25% chance that at least one of them will be shiny. But yeah, I was like, yeah, there's nothing that really does that I could find, at least at the time. And so I was like, yeah, so I'll just make my own counter program that does it itself. For some reason, I didn't think about the fact that I don't need, like, the counter to... Like, I don't need to make a custom counter. I just need to add a program that pulls the number that the counter is already creating in a text file. That's how OBS works. So just read that file with another program as well, and then just have that program calculate the probability and then spit out another text file for OBS to read. So I made it way more difficult for myself than I needed to. Because, like, that's not too hard. That's actually very easy. One of the reasons why I've been, like, not getting around to updating, or making the counter better and, like, something that I can actually release for people to use is, like, making it more user-friendly is a lot of work. Like, the main thing is making it so that it's actually, like, listening for key presses even when it's in the background. As opposed to, like, right now I press the plus button on the numpad and then I hit enter. And that's how, like, I increment the counter. But, like, the death counter and soundboard, the main one that I think a lot of people use, that thing, it just, like, even if it's in the background, whatever, you just press whatever button that you have it bound to, and it goes up. You don't have to press multiple buttons. It doesn't have to be in focus. It just works way better. And it actually has, like, a UI, so you can... It's just, you know, overall actually user-friendly, unlike with mine, where it's just in a command terminal, or whatever you want to call it. And it's... You know, if you want to change, like, a sound file, you have to put the file in, like, the sound into the folder with the program and then change the name to be the correct name, so that way the program just loads it. It's not user-friendly at all. But if I can just, like, have it be something that's just going to run in the background anyways, because it's just going to be passively grabbing the counter number from the death counter and then, you know, calculating the other number from there. It doesn't have to be in the foreground at all. I'll probably still try to make it a little bit more user-friendly, in that, like, you can enter what the current odds are. So if it's, you know, full odds of 4096, I think, or best odds 512, or wherever it is in between there, you can just kind of enter the number yourself and then hit start. Should work fine. And it's gonna feel way less, just, like, clutched together, honestly. But I have to actually do that, you know. That means I have to actually do anything. But yeah, I want to do that. I'm still somewhat working on that video. The comparison for breeding in this game compared to Sword and Shield. I haven't felt like writing anything for it. I'm so bad at writing. It's like, it's bad. Like, I will have the idea in my head of what I want to say, but then as soon as it comes down to actually, like, typing that out, my brain just, like, flatlines. So I'll get around to it. Maybe tonight, we'll see. But I've been working on trying to clean out all the leftover eggs that I have in Sword and Shield right now. 1 second, let me go find my phone. I've left my phone somewhere. Give me 1 moment. Okay, camera only, or the model only freaked out a little bit, I think. But yeah, again, I do have to leave a little bit over an hour. We should have enough time to hatch all these eggs. I really hope we do. It would be kind of embarrassing if I don't. Because I would, yeah. did I click these already? Okay. But yeah, after I get done with the stuff I have to do today, should have time tonight, also tomorrow. Although, tomorrow should be a longer stream? Oh, actually, I don't know. I hadn't even thought about that. I have no idea what tomorrow's stream is going to be. Well, I know what the stream, or the Tuesday stream next week is going to be. Because again, ATS. That makes that actually really easy. I need to mess with my settings to make sure they'll be fine for streaming, though. Because yeah, normally I have that game, like all the settings, not quite maxed anymore. I noticed, I forget why, but I had to turn something down on it. But yeah, with the V2 model, it's not gonna play nice if I do that, because I need to have some headroom for that. Also, I have to remember to, I'm gonna check this again. I think I got, like, kind of out of sync on my normal 2-minute pace for checking these. And so now I've been like, oh, wait, did I miss one? And then I double check it anyways. But yeah, I also have to turn on Riva Tuner, I think is the name of it. Basically, I need to cap the frame rate because the game does not cap its frame rate anywhere. And specifically in the menu, that means the frame rate shoots way up, but that also means the, actually the game might cap the frame rate in game, I'm not sure. But basically in the menus, it just like suddenly puts a giant load on the GPU. And so it will eat the entire, all of the resources of the GPU if you let it. Which I only actually noticed because, like, sometimes when I would go into the menu, all of a sudden I'd hear the fans on my graphics card suddenly, like, spinning up a lot. I was like, what the hell is going on? And then I figured out, I was like, oh, okay, that's a dumb problem to have. Alright, I think only 3 more batches of eggs here. And we should be good to go. Yeah, then we get to hatching, you know, the part that's actually interesting. I don't know, I'm still thinking about maybe going back to, re-collecting eggs in this. One thing I did notice while testing things to, like, you know, work on my video that I'm trying to make, this breeding is definitely a lot less boring if you're, like, watching a video and just have it, you're working on this in the background, kind of. Because, you know, I just have my OBS window open. Actually, to be fair, I guess the reason why it worked like this was because I was recording. Because I was basically using the timer, the record timer, to just every 2 minutes. Kind of how I'm doing it right now. Is every 2 minutes check the basket, take what's there, and then after 30 I can, you know, wrap up. But it's like having a YouTube video playing. Oh, that was a big yawn. Having a YouTube video playing, like, on my second monitor, and just having this going is, like, I don't know. It's like, it wasn't annoying at all, honestly. But I don't know if I want to have to do that for like every single hunt. And also, part of the nice thing about this is, at most, I'm only going to be releasing about 3 boxes instead of having to potentially release, you know, multiple, or a lot more boxes, basically. Because 3 in Pokemon Home, you can release just like 3 boxes without having just in one go. Kind of. You have to like select all the Pokemon in each box. And you do it box by box, but you don't have to actually save and then leave and then reopen the save with Pokemon Home, because for some reason there's a 100 Pokemon release limit. So 3 boxes, you're under that, right? Because you're at 90, but more than that, and then you have to start like save and then reopen the save with Pokemon Home, which is annoying. It's just a little time consuming. I was working on that a little bit last night as well, in Sword and Shield, or Sword specifically. I don't know why I mentioned Shield. But yeah, I'm trading away all my projects, and then also released 3 boxes last night. Just trying to like catch up on that, on top of like all the Slowpoke eggs that I still have left over, which I'm also slowly working on. I guess it's fitting considering the Pokemon, but yeah. God, I don't know, like, I legit had, like, at least 10 full boxes left over of Slowpoke, Galarian Slowpoke. Like, God, if it was normal Slowpoke, then at least, like, I could have a use for it if it pops up shiny. This is, like, hundreds of eggs that I have to hatch that even if I get a shiny out of it, it doesn't matter because I already have all of the shinies for the Galarian Slowpoke line. So that's part of why like I can't get myself to do it, because it's like I know this doesn't matter, because it just doesn't. But definitely, I think for when I do hunts in Sword and Shield, I'm just gonna be pre-collecting for that for sure, because that I can just leave the Switch up running while I go to work or something, and I'll collect a few hundred. I think it's like I collect about 120 every time. Or sorry, not every time, every hour. So if I want like, you know, 500, that's like, what, about 4 hours? Because 4 hours would be 480, so 5 hours would be 600, so somewhere in there. Or basically, I can just leave it running when I go to work, and then when I get back, stop it, and then whenever I stream that hunt, I just have hundreds of eggs. Probably close to 1,000, depending on how long I'm at work for. Alright, we're almost done here. Just a couple more seconds, we'll collect these, and then we'll be set to go. Man, I don't know why my voice is getting, like, so gravelly during these streams. I mean, I know why, because it's getting kind of phlegmy, but, like, it's not like it hurts at all. And I have been drinking, like, a lot of water and shit. That's what's so confusing about it. Okay, that's a little bit better for like 10 seconds. Yeah, I can already feel it coming back. Okay, boxes. How many eggs did we get? Oh, wow, we did really well. We got 96 eggs. Nice. Nice. Okay. Hop into this. Let's swap you two around. Just so that way it's actually, I guess it doesn't matter, because, well, maybe we'll hatch a shiny. Alright. And then that button. Let's go grab our sandwich. I could have picnicked to make this, because the sandwich is not very hard to make, but it's... meh. It's also not very hard to just buy it, and I don't even think it's that much more expensive to just buy the meal than use the ingredients. Plus, I don't have to worry about actually having the ingredients. Especially because the main one is banana. I think it's just like a peanut butter and banana sandwich is what you make. Yeah, I mean, it works just as well to do it this way. Don't know why I'm still doing this in McDolly either, to be honest. But, oh well. So I should finish at 3... I'm just... Dude, I don't know what's up with my throat. I was just trying to think. Because we're at 255, we got 96 more, so that'd be 351, I think? If I'm not being stupid, which I probably am. Does kind of suck that we have a... We're gonna have a not, like, even number. Or I guess not a 0 or a 5 is what we're ending on. Because it just makes it ever so slightly harder to keep track. Because if, you know, if anytime I finish when we're ending on 0s and 5s, anytime I, like, finish a batch of eggs, if I'm not on a 0 or 5, then I know that, oh, I didn't count enough, or I counted too much. But when it, like, we're trying to end on a 1 or a 6, it's just, like, a little bit more thought that has to go into it. It's not as automatic. But at least for this batch, we'll be good. And actually, you know what? I guess it doesn't matter, because if we end up saving... oh no, never mind, it does matter. Alright, anyways. Well, we could get the shiny in this hunt, and then we'll be good. And we don't have to worry about it ending on a weird number, because it'll be over. Oh, and I did, I have gotten some more shinies off stream. I got a Squirtle in the Community Day event. The first one. Which was like, okay, cool, we got one. And then, they reran it because they screwed something up. I know, Niantic screwing up an event, they would never. But yeah, something's messed up, so they reran the event. I will say, at least they, like, rerun things when they screw up. And then... yeah, in the second running of it, I got 3 more shiny Squirtles. So, that line's done. I'm trying to think if I've gotten anything else off stream. Not... I think I've gotten, like, maybe another duplicate somewhere. Oh, I did realize when I was cleaning out my boxes in this that I had never actually transferred over the shiny Arcanine that was an event handout. Because I saw it in there, I was like, oh, that's probably hacked. And then I realized, oh wait, no, this is actually like the legit one. Wait. So yeah, I have no idea if I actually had already counted that on my my Pokedex tracker. So I have to actually check that. That's, again, I need to like update the drop-in card. I'm just so bad about doing that. I've really got no excuse either, because it only takes maybe 5 minutes total to like update the cards and then put them on onto Stream Elements. Oh, it would help if I move stuff over, right? Speaking of that card. I still don't understand why, like, sometimes there's just those bags floating without a model attached to them. Like, the game figures out that they're not supposed to be there because they despawn before you collide with them, but... like, how is... like, again, this game... oh my god, Game Freak. Also, was that little kid holding, like, a old-school Game Boy? Oh, he fucking despawned. God damn it. Alright, well, I'm not gonna wait around for him to respawn or something, so... oh, wait, I think that's the kid. God damn it. He's gonna despawn on me again, too. It just looked like he was holding something in front of him, and it was illuminating his face slightly. Yep, he fucking did it again. Son of a bitch. I'm just never gonna know. Alright, come on, Tauros. Make this the day. I guess we could just do a lot more of this tomorrow as well. If we, like, don't get it here. Should have one more. Yep, here we go. Alright. Alright, sorry, I was just looking at something. Swap those out. Oh, they're eating a baguette. God damn it. I don't know why it looked like their face was being illuminated slightly. Like it was a backlit screen. Which actually wouldn't make any sense now that I think about it, because the Game Boy and Game Boy Color didn't have a backlit screen. Well, now I just feel dumb. Actually, I guess it could have been a Game Boy SP. the main reason... Let's try that one again. The main reason why I was, like, confused by it was, like, it's not uncommon for them to put the, you know, the current console in the game. Like, I think pretty much every time if you, like, go to your bedroom, there's, like, a Nintendo console in there in all the games. I honestly don't know where I was going there. Oh, yeah, anyways. So, yeah, it was like, okay, well, like, you know, there's definitely games, and, like, there's times where NPCs will be, like, playing, you know, a game. Like, in the older games, you can see, like, people trading Pokemon and stuff. But it's just confusing, because it's usually the current stuff. It's not, like, an old console. But I was completely wrong anyways, so I don't know why I'm still going on about this. I do miss the thing, and I think it was Sword and Shield, where the Joy-Cons on the Switch in the player's bedroom match the Joy-Cons on, like, your actual IRL Switch. Like, so if you have the gray Joy-Cons, they pop up as gray, but if you have the blue and red ones, then they're blue and red in the game. Which is, like, really neat. Also, it is a little bit weird. They, like, you know, there's actually, like, something to identify what color the Joy-Cons are, instead of just being, like, the actual electronics are all the same, and they just use a different colored shell. Like, they actually are there's some data stored on it that identifies what color it at least originally was. Obviously, if if you swap the housing out, then it's gonna be different from what you see in game. But I just thought that was a neat little thing. Actually, now that I think about it, is that the case in this game too? It might be. I never actually looked into it. I'm not going to go bother to check, at least not right now. Yeah, I don't know. Just little touches like that are always nice. It definitely feels like, even with, you know, with games that weren't necessarily as good, like Sword and Shield, right? Like, Sword and Shield has its issues, you know, the story is not good. It's very linear. In fact, there's only 2 caves, and you basically can't get lost in them. And also, they're both in pretty much the same section of the game. But yeah, anyways, it's, you know, Sword and Shield has its issues, but, like, you can still see that there was some attention to detail. Like, little things like that are really nice, and this game just doesn't feel like it has any of those. And if anything, there's areas where it really could have used that attention to detail. Like, again, you know, favoriting sandwiches doesn't really do anything. Hey, there we go. I did not, I'm going to be honest, I was looking at that kid in the background. It's like, oh, is that another kid with a baguette? So I wasn't even looking at it. Hey! Oh, yes. Oh, it's over. We officially have all the Paldean forms. So that means Paldean, Hisuian, and Galarian. I have all the regional forms. Now I need to go get all the Alolan forms. Alright, let's move you into your own section. Yeah, we'll just throw you in there for now. Let me grab this last... Oh, actually, okay, so we have, okay, never mind then. I didn't even see this... No, yeah, because when I was looking... Anyways. Whatever, we have one more egg than I thought we had. But it doesn't matter. So cool. Yeah, so we got 279 eggs. Nice. That was like a really quick hunt. That does mean that I use an Herba Mystica for it, but that's fine. I'm happy to use Herba Mystica as long as I actually get a shiny from it. Okay, well, so I'll finish hatching some of these at least. I'm not worried about running out of time now, so in fact, I might actually wrap up in like 20-ish minutes. Yes, oh, that's so awesome. We got it. Alright, so now I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm probably going to start working on a lowland muck, to be honest. Or a lowland grimer. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. Let's take it back to... So yeah, we'll just leave it on the screen like that. I need to remember to not actually count these. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just very happy I finally got that. We're all done with Paldean stuff. I can start working harder on Alolan forms. I know there's bring up Cerebi real quick. Let me just pop open. Let's see, oh wait, I don't want a Alola Pokedex, I want... Does it not show the Alolan form Pokemon in... No, it only show... Okay, interesting. Sorry, I'm getting really distracted here with Cerebi. Sun and Moon... Alola forms, okay. I just wanted to pop that open because I want to see what I have to actually hunt. So I need Marowak, but that's not going to be doing that in this game. Executor I already have. Grimer and Muck. I think Grimer and Muck are the only ones that are exclusive to this game. I could work on Meowth and Persian, and Diglett and Dugtrio in Sword and Shield. And then everything else I already have, except for, again, the ones I've mentioned, Rattata, Raichu, and Marowak. And I think, yeah, Diglett is in this game. I know Meowth's in this game, so I could do those hunts in here, or I could do them in Sword and Shield, because Sword and Shield would be faster. I could also do maybe both, to be honest. Like if I was to, on stream hunt for, like, a Alolan Meowth, and then once I get that I can change over to hunting the second one in Sword and Shield. We can do something like that. We'll see, though. But either way, it's a good problem to have. It means I've got another shiny. So, but yeah, I think for sure I'll start Grimer, because the other ones I can do in Sword and Shield or in this game, but Grimer I can only do in this, because Grimer and Muck are not in Sword and Shield. And again, they would be in BDSP, but BDSP doesn't have Alolan or Galarian forms, so, you know, that's fun. Did I save after getting the shiny? I'm not sure. I'm gonna save for sure now. That egg is a long-ass ways away. Jesus. I do have to say, playing Sword and Shield a little bit last night, just working on hatching stuff, but I did actually, like, get into one battle. Not accidentally. I was going to say it was, but it wasn't, because it had an aura on the Pokemon in the overworld, so I checked it just because, you know, there's a chance it might have boosted shiny odds or something. But man, having everything like happen in the world in this game, like the eggs hatch like in front of your character instead of having their own cutscene, battles happening in the world as opposed to like having their own kind of battle like arena, I guess. I don't know, it just feels better. I like, part of it is just like the way that the camera is in this game, like the camera in the battles and stuff is just not great because it doesn't really focus on like anything, whereas, you know, the camera will move around on its own in Sword and Shield. And, you know, when you use a move, it'll focus on your Pokemon or whatever. And like this game, it's just like, oh yeah, you just control the camera, which is neat at first, but it feels like lower quality because of that. And same with like the hatching animation. Like I preferred having that be its like own animation instead of just like, oh yeah, the egg plops down in front of you and then it hatches. Obviously, that's not going to change in this game, but I hope in future games they don't do that. Like I think like having the battle takes place in its own like instanced area instead of like in the world is, I don't know if that's actually better, but having the camera like, I don't know, I'm like struggling to describe it well, but it just, I don't know, it feels like lower quality just because you can move the camera around. As weird as that sounds. But I guess there are plenty of issues. Jesus Christ, I cannot speak. In this game that with camera that's just like, okay. Like when the camera here gets like desynced and it falls behind, and then when you turn the camera it's like pivoting around a point that isn't where the model is, so it just feels very bizarre. Like you can, you know, you can fix it when it happens. You can just zoom out and then zoom back in real quick. That usually fixes it, I've noticed, but like that's not something I should have to do. Because it's not like it's intentional what's happening. It's definitely a bug. At least I certainly hope so. I don't know why they would intentionally want to do that. I keep on wanting to reach over to the counter and hit it, which is gonna suck when I do my next hunt, and I'm out of the habit of doing that. But yeah, see if we get another shiny here. I highly doubt it, and it wouldn't be helpful if I did, but you never know. So yeah, I think I'll knock out this last box here, and then the other remaining eggs I'll just hatch off stream. Oh, are we done? Yeah. If I keep doing that, this will still take plenty of time to do anyways. I hadn't realized I have these in a Premier Ball. I'm not sure where I got the parent Pokemon from. I assume it was I think it was traded to me. No, yeah, I definitely was. Because when I started doing the Aqua Breed, I had realized that the one that I wanted to use, I had already put into Pokemon Home. And so I didn't want to go, like, take it back out. So I was just looking through all the Pokemon that I've mystery traded. And I happened to have an Aqua Breed in there. I really, really hope in the future games they, like, actually commit to regional forms again. I know they kind of were, like, the Paradox Pokemon are kind of that, but it's not really the same thing. If only because they actually gave them their own Pokedex entry. Which is weird because, like, you can look at an Iron Hands and be like, yeah, that's a Hariyama. It's just from the future. Like, it's weird that they treat them as different Pokemon, but then regional forms aren't different Pokemon? Or they are, but they, like, they still get the same Pokedex number? It's, yeah, I don't know. I just think regional forms are a very good way of breathing new life into old Pokemon. I am very, very surprised they added, like, just, like, straight up new evolutions for, like, Bisharp and Primeape. They now have evolutions. Like, I figured that from now on they were basically going to do a regional form, so like a regional Pawniard and Bisharp, and then that can evolve into like a King Gambit. And same with, like, you know, Mankey and Primeape. Just like have them, you know, maybe just like Primeape or something. Just have it be like a Fighting Ghost Paldean regional form. And then the Paldean regional form can evolve into Annihilape or something like that, you know? But whatever. What the hell was that graphical glitch? It looked like a waterfall spawned in way off in the background. Once again, forgetting to do this. Maybe that was the game trying to tell me, hey asshole, take a second to change out your Pokemon. Alright. Swap you over. I'm going to be doing a lot of mystery trading tonight. Or surprise trade. I know, like, mystery gift and surprise trade are, like, you know, like, I shouldn't be calling it mystery trading because of mystery gift being it's, like, a distinct thing, but it's, I always just use the word interchangeably. I don't know why. I want to say it might have been like X and Y though. I want to say it called it mystery trade. I might be completely wrong about that. I just feel like I remember that being a thing from the little bit that I played of X and Y years ago. Before I like actually went back and played through it fully for the okay. Doubled up on the model there for some reason. But yeah, before I went back to, like, actually play through it for my living decks, like, I bought it years and years previously. Actually, I just realized now, I don't think I would even have access to that anymore. With the eShop closed down for 3DS and Wii U. Because I assume I uninstalled that when I had to install Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. I forget which one I bought. Not that I really have any interest in going back to it. Though I do have my 3DS and I have a charger for it, so... Which doesn't sound like something that would need to be specified, but I thought I had completely lost the charger. And then when I was moving, I actually found it again. So, like, if I wanted to go do stuff in at least Sun and Moon, I could. Because I know I still have Pokemon Bank on it. And I think I would be able to do stuff with either black or white, whichever one I have. Because that I also... I still have that cartridge in there, I think. I just don't remember if I had to uninstall... Done, right? Yeah. If I had to uninstall... I think I had Y. If I had to uninstall Y in order to put Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon on there. I'm pretty sure I did. I know I had to delete something. I just don't remember what. There's the floating bag again. I was actually just thinking about it. I could do a really long gimme goal hunt tomorrow. I think that's what I'm actually going to do. Or I say really long. It depends on when I wake up. But, you know, longer than the hour that this stream is, at least. Also, really long gimme goal hunt, so I'll, you know, have another, like, 20 chances at a shiny. That's how slow that hunt goes. But yeah, just do that to take a short break from breeding. And then from there, you know, on the days where I can actually get up on time, might work on some Alolan Grimer. And then once I actually get, like, my boxes cleaned up in Sword, I'll figure out something to start hunting over there. Actually, I think what I will do with that is, when I start hunting in Sword, I'll just start working on... I think Diglett is first on the Pokedex. So I'll just, like, get a whole bunch of Alolan Diglett eggs. And we'll just start hatching those, and we'll see if I can complete an evolution line in Sword and Shield faster than I can complete an evolution line in this game. With so I'll be doing Alolan Grimer in this, and, like, Alolan Diglett in Sword. And we'll just... basically just, like... I'm just thinking how I want to phrase it. Just, like, do the same number of streams for each one. So I'll just alternate between the two of them. But just see how much quicker it is to do in Sword. Because I will be re-collecting the eggs in Sword. Oh, are we done? Yeah, we are. Oops. It's not the... boxes. Let's see. Alright, one more set. Only thing that's going to suck is because I am still... I'm probably just going to release my Breezex and Sword, I think, actually. Although, actually, you know what? I shouldn't do that because I got another shiny last night. That's the other, like, extra shiny I got. I had a, hello? Can we, like, sync correctly? Thank you. Say, only sometimes when you zoom out and zoom back in does it work, which is annoying. I don't know why sometimes it just doesn't work. But yeah, fucking, what was it? It was something that was, like, not the... Oh, it was a Crawdon, a shiny Crawdon. And I was like, okay, well, this is, you know, this is probably hacked. But I'm looking at it, it's like, yeah, no, the stats are not crazy. He had 3 best IVs, I think. But that's not unreasonable. Like, why would you only hack on 3 IVs And it wasn't like, you know, HP, attack, and speed or anything like that. Like, it was, you know... Like, it looked like it was random. The nature wasn't like an ideal nature. It was like plus attack, minus defense, or something like that. Didn't have a, you know, a URL as its nickname. That's always nice. So yeah, I'm like looking at it. It's like, hey, it looks legit. And then I go and look at, you know, where it was caught, because that can sometimes give you an idea. And it's like, yeah, it was caught in a raid den. And it was caught at level 35, and I'm like, oh, is that possible? Because I would assume this would be a 5-star. Actually, I guess if it was 5-star, it would have 4 IVs. Anyways, the point was, like, I just, like, checked the spawn tables for the raid dens, and, like, I actually found one where Groudon can spawn at level 35 as, like, a 3-star. So I think there's, like, they got 2 guaranteed best IVs, and they got really lucky on a 3rd. And also it was shiny. But also it's like, it's possible maybe they didn't realize it was shiny, because the shiny isn't that obvious. So maybe they just had no idea. So I do want to keep doing mystery trade or surprise trades in Sword and Shield, because there's still some legit stuff getting traded around. There's also a lot of very not legit stuff. I got like a number of hacked shinies out of that. Which, you know, I just released those and put the items in my bag. But yeah, that also reminds me, I need to move my my Squirtles over from Go. In fact, I actually sent them to Pokemon Home. I just haven't actually received them in the actual like app for Pokemon Home. Anyways, but yeah, I need to send those over to Sword and Shield. So that way I can evolve them, and then we'll be done with that evolution line. And actually, my first page on my Pokedex will be basically done. Or my my living decks and my boxes, anyways, will be basically done. I just need 2 more Charmanders. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna wrap up there. We got the shiny, so like I don't really need to do anymore. I just need to finish hatching these last eggs for just to trade and release them. Yeah, there it is. You can, like, barely tell. Like, it is, I guess, kind of obvious, but if you're not, like, if you're not looking directly at it, like I wasn't at the moment, you, like, don't notice until the particle effect goes off. The spark, like, yeah, anyways. But I don't have to worry about it anymore, because we're done. We got it. We got all our Paldean forms. So yeah, I'm going to start working on Alolan forms next, and then after that, we'll just start getting the new Pokemon from Paldea, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's up in the future. Again, tomorrow I think will be... It's either going to be Gimme Ghoul if I can get myself to do it, or if not, I'll just start working on Alolan Grimer. And then past that, I have no idea what my stream schedule is right now. I do want to stream on Mondays and Tuesdays, only because on those days I can wake up late and still have time to stream. But we'll see. I want to stream more. I really do. I've just been really bad about actually getting up in time, and I don't want to do like a 30-minute stream. But yeah, we'll see. But definitely in the future here, we got Alolan Grimer, we got Gimme Ghoul. I'll probably start Alolan Diglett in Sword and Shield as well at some point soon. So pretty much just shiny hunting. And then next Tuesday, so not tomorrow, but the one next week is we'll probably play some American Truck Sim. That'll probably just be like a one-off. I'm not gonna like complete the Oklahoma expansion on stream or anything, but just play it a little bit because I'm gonna want to play it anyways, and I also want to stream. So you know. Yeah, anyways, thank you everyone who watched. I really appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, check out the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/PanicosGaming. As you can see, again, pretty much just Pokemon, and pretty much just shiny hunting. But occasionally, not always. Anyways, thank you so very much. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.